Alchemist Line here, and today we are going to become the God of War. We're in a 132, Eliminate and Collect. And we're going to just showcase some of this ability stuff. So we got our Spin Axe. In the storm even. Nature even. And we got our arrows. Oh, and we got our lungy sword. Pull out our axe and go to work. Axe versus Taker. Alright, let's take this axe down here to the encampment again. Alright, so we beat the 132 Eliminate and Collect. We dropped a few times, but overall this is a solid build, even in these higher levels. So when I'm designing these characters, I'm taking a look and trying to find what class they should go into first. And so for Kratos, I was kind of going through the list, and like, you have the ninja, but I mean, Kratos isn't a hopping bunny. I mean, yes, he has the archery, and it's a very easy thing to just say throw Stoneheart in there. But no, I mean, that's not him. And some of the moves just isn't something that Kratos would be pulling out. More of an Assassin's Creed style loadout than God of War loadout. Then I kind of look at like the Outlanders and stuff, and gadgets and gimmicks, and it'd be weird seeing Kratos like rolling around with Teddy or pulling out a shock tower. So I couldn't really do that either. And then you have your constructors, and I mean, there's a good one. I mean, the Axe Hero is a constructor, but then you gotta look at that. Would Kratos be rocking Rosie or a pulse grenade? It's, you know, there's limitations to doing that, and as well, you're really restricting yourself if you throw in that Axe Dennis Jr. You're really limiting yourself in what you can do for a subgroup. Because I was really looking at making the melees and the archery strong, and using that axe to really kind of boost the loadout. The only option I found that I had here was in the soldier, and taking a look at the soldiers, there's a few things that like I was considering. So what I'll do is I'll go to the heroes and we'll go from there. Okay, so these are my soldiers. And now you're going to look at some of these. So, for example, let's look at Survivalist Jonesy. Going commando isn't necessarily a God of War type move. I don't recall seeing Kratos rock minigun. Shockwave is definitely a Kratos move, so I was excited to have that in the loadout. Frag grenade is definitely one I was trying to avoid, but you're going to find out it's hard to avoid that. The other one is Warcry, so I know I wanted Shockwave and I wanted Warcry. So then I was looking, and it's really between lefty-righty, the minigun, or the grenades, so I was looking for one that had that. Like, if I'm going to take any of them, I'll take the grenade. Sure, Kratos might not rock it, but you can say in this game he got a little boost. But the hero that I picked is Wukong, and he has the shockwave, warcry, and frag grenade, and he's going to help with our archery, because I don't want to put Stoneheart in primary. She's definitely part of this as well, though. But in primary, thinking of the actual abilities, I found the soldiers the best way, and Wukong was a great start to this. So we're gonna use Wukong in primary, and that is the start to this loadout. And the reason for that is his commander perk. Every 6th range weapon, so this is for the bow, it triggers an explosion, which deals 111 base damage in a 1-tile radius. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to combine that with Totally Rockin Out. And the reason I chose Totally Rockin Out is for the health. The health, there's not a lot of heals in this loadout, so that is key into keeping your health up and making sure that he doesn't, faint too quickly. Now, for Totally Rockin Out, I also chose it because the main axe benefit, the only axe perk in this whole game, is with Dennis Jr. And Dennis Jr., axe eliminations have an 11% chance to grant Rockin Rift. That increases your damage by 50%, which is very key in making the axe move work, and your melee attack speed is up by 32%. And so by having that in your support team, it also helps Totally Rockin Out, because he's a Totally Rockin Out hero. And you're helping your axe with the boost. And then we're going to also add Battle Beat. Eliminating 10 enemies in 9 seconds grants Rockin Rift. I chose her over Penny simply because of the guaranteed Rockin Out. I'm already getting the axe elimination, so I don't need the heavy attack, and I'd rather be able to get Rockin Out with my bow as well as with the axe. So we're kind of doubling it up, and I'm going to get Rockin Out no matter which way I go. If I'm going to be shooting with the bow, or if I'm going to be attacking with my axe. And then I have my sword, mainly for cosmetic purposes, but it helps with my mobility, it helps with my lunge attack, and it gets me into battle and out of battle when I need to. Then I have Cupid's Arrow, and Stoneheart is key in most archery builds. So she's in here. Again, I'm not putting her in primary. It would be an easy way to go about doing these loadouts, but he's not a ninja. He's not hopping around. He's not doing those ninja things that, throwing stars crescent kick. I mean, I don't picture that as Kratos. So she's in support. We're only getting the 3 nearby targets, but Wukong is making up for that quite nicely. I don't mind only hitting 3 targets with 20% damage when Wukong is really taking the brunt and doing 111 damage in a 1-tile radius every 6 eliminations, because the Xenon Bow can cut through everybody and get those 6 eliminations quickly. And so that's kind of completing my ranged build. Then we have Rapid Charge, so anti-Cuddle Sarah, and that is melee weapon eliminations grant you energy. That is going to be key for our axe attack, because the more that we're killing, the more energy we have, and the more that we can keep killing. And so she is vital to make that kind of infinite spin build with the axe. And then lastly, we're going to finish it off. So again, I was saying I was looking at the abilities, and we're trying to do an all-around full Kratos build, and I think having that shockwave is pretty cool. And the increased shockwave radius is just to give a bigger spread for that impact. And that's why we have him in sub. Then gadgets, and I really want to use drone and stuff, but would Kratos have a drone? Probably not. So I've given him the closest thing to gadgets that I think that you could possibly see in a God of War game. And I'm basically giving him some heals, And then I'm going to just account that the gods gave Kratos the ability to slow time in a small area so that he can kick ass. And that's what we're doing here with this slow field. All the other ones are a little advanced, in my opinion. Banner would be the closest one, but in my opinion, that's kind of lame. I use Banner in endurances and stuff. I don't generally want to use it now in regular missions, unless there's a purpose behind it. So I chose Adrenaline Rush and Slow Field. Could you keep the drone and other things? Oh, definitely, and you'd be able to do even more damage. But I was trying to be as true to the character as possible in doing this. So now for the weapons, and the Husk Grinder is by far one of the best axes in the game. And when you have it set up this way, it is a beast. We got 2 double heavy attack energy efficiencies. That is key for that heavy attack where we're spinning around. And by doing that, it makes it cheap cost, so you can keep doing it. Because we have that anti-Cuddle Sarah in there giving us energy, you can keep doing it over and over again. And then we have Leech Life, and so this is where having this axe is really beneficial. So even though we have Wukong in primary, we're using this axe's power to our full potential here, because we're adding Leech Life into this, plus when we're using it, we're also getting totally Rocking Out life. So you're going to be fueling your life cycle by using your axe, especially in the close quarters, to keep your health up. And it's really putting a focus, even though we're using a lot of the ranged weapon heroes, you're getting a good use of this axe, considering how limited we are with axe heroes. And then of course the Xenon bow, and I've modified mine. I keep kind of going around. I used to have this as a double crit damage, crit rating damage bow, but I opted to take a crit damage out and go reload speed, and it just gives me a bit of a quicker shot. But this is how I use my Xenon bow, and this goes very well with totally Rocking Out and boosting the damage. And then we're using a Guardian's Will for movement. That's basically what it's there for. I added fire to make it look cool for him, but it's basically our movement weapon. He can do the cool lunge attack, but really your axe is where it's at. This is only being used to give the soldier a little more speed and a little extra mobility around the terrain. So for the full gameplay demo, we're going to do this 100 eliminate and collect. That way you can kind of see the full thing without me trying to avoid lightning storms or exploding death bombs. He can definitely rip through the higher tiered heroes just as easily, but this is just the modifiers are a lot nicer to be able to showcase this type of build. Before the textiles, apparently. And we are going to go find some husks to kill, and here's a good group over here.
We've got 10 minutes to take out as many husks as possible.
And we'll start with the axe attack.
If you bag enough husks, we win.
I see her walking over there.
If you don't, please don't.
Don't like her.
Don't forget to collect those monster samples. Strike hard, strike fast, strike fear into the Lava Horde. Don't forget, the storm is closing in, so watch the map.
As long as you're killing, you can keep spinning. As soon as you stop killing or there's no husks around, you'll notice that energy fades pretty fast. Yeah. That smash is helpful. I am going to be happy when those lobber husks, love lobbers are gone. Alright, here we go. And we're going to Save this guy. I'll just use my heals. And there we go. Oh, I thought that was it. And get into that storm. He is pretty good in the storm, but you really gotta be killing and not have this take her right by you. There we go. Took care of him. Now we'll go find another group. And you'll see, like, it just wipes out like half of them. Like Wukong with Stoneheart is pretty good. No matter what order you have them in. And we took care of them. Trying to get a good group for this axe to pop off, but and then you can always do War Cry as well to boost the damage that you're gaining out. And we do a ground smash. And that extra radius helps us clear out things if they're close by. There we go. Alright, that's my video and this build on Kratos, the God of War. I hope you enjoy. Making these loadouts is kind of fun. I like taking the icon skins that Battle Royale is getting and kind of adding a save the world flair to them and giving them their own, you know, proper hero loadouts, so you can kind of see what playing these characters would be like in this game. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you like this video. Hope you like the loadout, and thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time, and as always, I'll catch you around.